How to choose an industry to become an industry captain. I have always fondly said in several occasions that one of the biggest gifts, one of the biggest decisions that any person, any young person in particular can make is the decision to choose what to do with your life for the rest of your life. The industry that you want to build a career in for the rest of your life. That is one of the most important decisions that anybody can make. And I always encourage at the age of 25, for those who are still to clock 25, for those who are in your 25th birthday right now, one of the things that you should get is for you to decide which industry you are ready, willing to dedicate the rest of your life to build a career as far as that industry is concerned. Of course, those who have passed already 35, 25, you're in your 30, you're in your 25, there's no problem to making a U-turn and picking an industry to build a thriving career. And many people don't get to become industry captains. Industry captains are movers and shakers for an industry. Industry captains, you could call them principalities for an industry. Industry captains are thought leaders. Industry captains are people that when they say something about an industry, millions and thousands of people can make a decision based on what they have said. Industry captains are creators, people who have created value for an industry, who have created principles, people who have created documents and books and research papers for an industry that can define that industry and people venturing in that industry. Industry captains are people who have a vision about an industry, who invest time and effort and resources to grow an industry and consequently contribute to the economy of a nation or a continent or the global economy as a whole. That when I use the word industry captain, that is who I am talking about. And that is why you will now notice that to become an industry captain is not a day's job. You don't become an industry captain in 2 years. You don't become an industry captain in 3 years. Research has proven that to become an industry captain, it takes at least 11 years and above of consistent hard work in a particular industry before you start being recognized as an industry captain based on the things I have enumerated when it concerns dominating in an industry. And of course, it's good for people to thrive, to become industry captains. It is important. Of course, it's still okay to just exist, to just grow, become a normal person, add nothing to the industry, just work and get a normal salary, retire at the age of 65, and then grow old and you die. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that if that is what success means to you. But if you have chosen to become an influencer, you have chosen to become a disruptor, you have chosen to become somebody who does not want to be normal or average, then of course you have chosen to become an industry captain. And the most important decision that you need to make to becoming an industry captain is for you to choose an industry. It's for you to choose an industry. And for basic understanding, I always explain an industry this way so that you can understand. In every society or in every nation, there's what you can call a national economy. Same as we have the continental economy, we have the global economy. The global economy is made up of various economies from various continents. The African economy, the Asian economy, the Middle East economy, the Oceanic economy, the American economy, the European economy. You combine all of these continental economies, they make up the global economy. When you combine the national economies. They make up the continental economies. You combine the economy of Cameroon, Nigeria, Central Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, all of these African countries, you combine them, they make up the continental economy of Africa. When you combine industries, what makes up an economy are the industries. You combine the agricultural sector, you combine technology, you combine education, you go to healthcare, you go to fashion, you go to lifestyle, you go to hotels and leisure, you go all of these sectors, transportation, you combine all of these sectors or industries, they now make up an economy. Then you combine companies. Companies in an industry makes up the industry. You talk about education, you know, we have different universities that makes up the education sector. We have different training institutes, different primary schools. We have different experts that make up that sector. We go to healthcare, you have different hospitals, from private to mission to government to whatever private practice, pharmacies, all of these guys make up that particular industry. So you see, that is how it is broken. And of course, the human resources, you and I, the human resource, the experts in these various sectors, of course, are critical elements in that particular industry. So it is important that the experts, the people who will become experts, should be able to make better decisions in order to thrive in that particular industry. Now, with this groundwork laid down, let us look at what are those elements you need to put into play to choose an industry. This is one of the most important sessions you may have to go through. Some people need to make a U-turn. Some people may need to do a confirmation, oh, I am in the right path. Some people will need to make fresh decisions. They have just been joking up and down. So after this session, any of these will happen to you. Number one decision that you need to make when it comes to choosing an industry to become an industry captain is establish your career purpose. Establish your career purpose. Yes. Before you make a decision, oh, this is the industry I want to dedicate the rest of my life to. But what am I called to do career-wise? Of course, I'm just adding career there. Purpose is purpose, because every purpose has a career segment. And as I would like to say, a purpose is for a group of people. So that is why you must have a career purpose. Your purpose is not for you. Your purpose is for you to serve a group of people. You're called to serve a group of people. That is your purpose. Establish your career purpose. Careers that have a purpose are professional positions that fulfills your desire to work, or your desire to do work that is meaningful both to you and others. So your career should be meaningful to you and to others. Meaningful, significant, impactful. What does that mean? It means career that is beyond your salary. So anywhere you are working right now, if your major decision to be in that place is for you to get paid, that business that you run, if your major decision is for you to make only money, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But if your only motivating factor, you know genuinely, authentically inside your heart that where you are right now, only money is driving you, then you have not discovered your career purpose, or you are not working for your purpose. You don't care about doing something that is meaningful to other people. You don't care about being impactful to other people. Then you can do anything. You can even lie, go against ethics, go against industry professional ethics just to make money. That is not a good thing to practice. So there should be something more. You desire to create impact for a group of people. You are doing something that is meaningful, that is significant, and of course, that is critical for other people. So that is why for people who have discovered their career purpose, they are professionals who want a career that makes a positive impact on other people. Yes, you are very conscious of that. You want a career that makes a positive impact on other individuals. For example, let's take like Walters, who runs a photography company, studio. And let's say that is his career purpose. He's not just there because he wants to get paid. No, his career purpose could be, I want to help people create and keep their best memories that will make them happy for a very long time. Now, that could be his career purpose. I just want to accompany people to create and keep their best memories of their best moments in this life. So that 10 years later, 5 years later, 2 years later, when they look back at those pictures, they watch those videos, they will still relive those moments and they will feel so happy about the life they have lived and the life they will live. See, it's beyond just getting paid for taking photos. No, he wants to contribute to happiness. He wants to contribute to making people feel different years after, helping people relive the most beautiful moments, wedding ceremonies, 10th birthday, company anniversaries, any beautiful moments that only a video, only a picture, when the day you see it, you begin to recollect your most beautiful moments ever. See, creating significant impact for other people just by taking. So the way now he takes pictures becomes different. The way he's committed to his work becomes different. So number one, establish your career purpose. Number two, the second element you need to look at when it comes to choosing an industry to becoming an industry captain is look at what is in demand in the present or that has a future or may emerge in the future or with the future. Look at what is in demand in the present. Look at what is in demand right now. Look at what is in demand, what will be in demand in the future or what may emerge in the future. You can also use that and choose your industry. So all of these points I'm sharing, you can combine a couple, pick an industry, or you can just use even just one, pick an industry. You can use all if you can't pick an industry, but these are all critical elements when it comes to picking an industry. So what is in demand? Now you can pick an industry based on what is in demand at the moment. And of course you choose that and you can get your purpose figured out from all of that. You can pick that and you can see, oh, this is my purpose. I love to do this. Okay, what is in demand? I mean, I remember back in the days when parents used to force children to go and read accounting and business management because they thought, and I think there was a lot of announcements that opportunities would be a lot in the business sector. Many people want to read commercial education. Like now, many parents, since there's a lot of opportunities in technology, the highest industry now that has a lot of career opportunities is tech. of course. Now, so many parents get to advise, schools get to advise kids to become good in mathematics, physics, and all of these things, computer science, so they can pick up careers in technology as they grow up, of course. So people, you can use what is in demand in the present and pick up an industry, or what is emerging. You can use what is emerging and pick up an industry. And I think that is even more important than choosing just what is in demand in the present. When you choose what is in demand in the present, it can die out in 10 years. So even if you're choosing what is in demand, make sure you look at the future of that industry. Try to try to analyze the future of that industry. Where will this industry be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? What are experts saying about this industry? Or you can also choose an industry based on emerging industries. Like examples of emerging industries right now, we have things like cybersecurity. Oh yes, cybersecurity has been there for a while, but now it is more significant. It is highly emerging more and more than many other sectors. Why? More people are online. COVID-19 pushed more companies online. More online payment platforms were created, more study platforms were created, more platforms that people store private information were created. Everything almost went on the internet. So the demand for cybersecurity experts to secure all of this platform and information is higher than it used to be in the last 20 years. And it will only increase because for the next 50 years, the world will only go more into the internet. The world will be digitalized more and more, what they call digital transformation. So that is an emerging, fast-growing sector that has a long-term future. So you can choose based on that. Another industry is climate change. Climate change experts now are on the rise. 20 years backward, many of us did not know what it means by climate change. There are even many of us that we heard the word climate change but 2 years ago. 1 year, even some few months back, we don't understand what climate change was all about. But as a result of more people coming to urban areas, as a result of more cars, result of more industry, more manufacturing companies and all of these things happening, and as a result of poor disposals of waste, it is affecting our climate. Many cities are more, they are hotter, for example. Floods are happening more and more. What else? Droughts happening more and more. Rain, many people can no longer predict rain. Many years ago, we used to know that, hey, from the 15th of March, rain will start falling, right? We used to know that. I mean, I remember back in school, in primary school, in the village by then, many schools used to make sure that they close for second term holiday before the 15th of March because parents need their kids on the 15th of March to go and plant. It was so certain that rain is going to fall on the 15th or even just on the 16th. It was so certain. I mean, I remember we used to go to the farm and plant on the 15th. There's always that certainty that rain is going to fall, and it always used to fall. But now it is so unpredictable, right? So climate change is on the rise, and for the next 30 to 40 years, there will always be the issue of climate change until even governments are leading conventions and summit by France and the US government and China, all of these people leading summit, and heavy funding is in climate change. There's heavy funding from in what they call green gas emissions and all of that. You see, so you can look at that and you can pick an industry and dedicate the rest of your life to do that. Of course, artificial intelligence and robotics. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, many of us don't know what AI was or what artificial intelligence was, but now it is on the rise. It is everywhere around us through our emails, mobile phones. AI is everywhere around us. You see, machine learning, part of that. Those are highly emerging industries. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrency. How many of you knew cryptocurrency 2 years ago? Many of you just heard it, but this year, many of you haven't heard about it, even know what it looks like, what it does. You have no idea at all. That could be an industry. right? And one thing is you can begin to look at which industry can merge with another industry that can create interest in it. For example, we now have agri-tech, for example. These are experts that are able to combine technology and agriculture to now form agri-tech. We now have health tech. People are able to combine healthcare and technology to now form that. We have fintech, finance and technology, combine basic financing principles and technology to form fintech. And that's the next emerging industry I want to talk about that you can pay attention to, fintech. 10 years ago, there was no mobile money. There was no mobile money. 15 years ago, there was no, many of these online payment platforms were not there. Flutterwave was not there. You see, all of this, they're all emerging. Fintech is a highly emerging platform. You now sit in your house, you send money to the US without moving an inch. You now sit in your house, you exchange cryptocurrency into fiat, into francs, into dollars, and you're cool. You don't need to go anywhere. You see, healthy living is a growing emerging industry. Many years ago, I know a friend who's making a lot of money on the internet where she sits in her house, she records herself doing sport and exercises, and she put in a private platform. People pay every month to have access to her sport activities. You pay, and then you sit in your house and you do activities to conquer depression, to conquer heavy weights, to conquer whatever, all of those, healthy living. And another one who's making a lot of money just teaching entrepreneurs how to eat healthy. Right? She advises what you take for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all of that. Healthy living is becoming a huge industry right now because what is happening, people are more focused on success and career success, business, and all of that. They're forgetting their own body. So if there's people that can teach them how to live the right way, even how to sleep the right way, is good, right? We have social media fatigue. Yes, you know, there are social media depression experts now. There are many people that just being on social media, they get tired, they get fatigued, they get depressed. They are now experts, counselors who focus on helping people to conquer social media fatigue, social media depression, and all of that. So many emerging industries. That's why you need to be exposed and study more. And that's what it means to be part of PPA, right? We give you unique information that you had no idea about. So you see, you can look at all of this. What is in demand at the moment, or what are the various emerging industries in the future, or emerging activities that are emerging right now as a future, and you can pick an industry from there and become an industry captain. Number 3, the third point that you need to look at when it concerns choosing an industry is for you to look at what are you best at. Oh yes, what are you naturally good at? What are you best at? This is where natural gifts can come in, right? Natural giftings come in here. There are some people that are naturally good with numbers. You know those kids in school that they used to solve mathematics as if they don't struggle. In short, they even attempt to teach the math teacher. They're just very good with numbers. They're just good at understanding certain moving parts as far as numbers are concerned. Some people are just so good with with equipment. Oh yes, I'm sure some of you in your families, you have those young kids that they're just good at, they just see a radio, they just go look for a screwdriver and they start unscrewing the radio. I used to do that a lot. Just scatter. You see any machine, you want to scatter, want to see what is inside. At that young age, you start seeing potentials of an engineer, for example, right? Some people they don't struggle with drama, for example. The way they act, like in church, they should just be very good with acting. They grew up singing in church without going through any formal business music school. They were just good, naturally good at it. You see, leadership. There are some people that are just good leaders without going through any leadership masterclass, leadership training, but they are very good at leading people. They are very good at completing projects. You see, So even what you can look at, what are you naturally best at? What are those natural giftings that God has embedded into you? So you need to do gift inventory. Begin to look at yourself growing up and where you are right now. What are you naturally gifted at? Look at what you don't struggle to do. And this is where transferable skills come in. Transferable skills. What are transferable skills? Transferable skills are skills that you have that you can quickly move them from one industry to another. There are some skills that are not transferable. There are some hard skills that you cannot move from let's say healthcare to agriculture. But there are some skills that you can move from healthcare to agriculture. That's what they call transferable skills. And transferable skills are critically broken down into three categories. The first category is communication. Yes, communication, you can move from one industry to another. You're a nurse, you communicate with patients. And the day you want to decide and leave nursing and go into the tech industry, you still communicate with people when you're building technology solutions, right? So communication, you have speaking effectively. Yes, that's a transferable skill. Writing concisely, that's a transferable skill. Customer service, it's a transferable skill. Selling, it's a transferable skill. Building consensus and agreeing with people, that is a transferable skill. That falls under category one of transferable skill, which is under communication. Number two is organization of information. Yes, this is a second category of transferable skills. Are you good at forecasting and predicting the future of various industries? You can transfer that and predict other. Like for example, I am an expert in the future of work and future of organizations. Companies get to pay me from different industries just to give them how will the future look like. We just sit and analyze the future of this industry in this particular country, the future of this industry in Africa. We get to analyze that and I give them my perspective. Okay, as far as this industry is concerned in Africa, look at this, pay attention to this, analyze this, do not start getting ready for this and all of that. You see, whether you're in healthcare, I can tell you how the health is going to look like. Whether you are into technology, I can tell you how it's going to look like. Whether you are into education, I can tell you how the future of that industry will look like. Predicting and forecasting industries, companies, and all of that is a transferable skill. Of course, it's a deep skill which you can learn, but it takes a lot of time and studies, analysis to be good at it. Next is creating ideas. Yes, it's a skill. Creating ideas is a skill under the second category of transferable skills. If you can create ideas in the health sector, you can use the same process and create ideas in the education sector. The same, like I'm a consultant, I work with companies from different sectors. So I've helped companies from different sectors create ideas, right? You leverage on the experts of other people in that same sector, but you can lead the idea creation process and even convert those ideas into successful products and even companies. Next is setting goals. Still under organization of information, setting goals is a skill which you can transfer from industry to industry. Creating solutions, which is linked to creating ideas. The third category under transferable skills is operating of systems and equipment. Yes, you know, machines generally have ways that they work. If you understand how machines work in general, you can quickly just take that from one industry to another. There are some of you have no ideas how you have no idea how your phone works. You have no idea how your laptop works and all of that. So sometimes it's difficult to anticipate certain things. If I made any digital device, I used to repair computers. I just love how to know how computers work. So I started opening and scattering, and then I finally learned how to repair computers. So if you give me any digital device, whether I've never touched it or not, from passing through airport devices to company devices, you give me any device, as long as it's digital, I can anticipate some buttons and press and use it. I see you feel as if I've used it before. No, it is because I am used to understanding how digital operating systems work and how these tools get to work. And I can transfer it to healthcare equipment. I can transfer it to fashion equipment, to entertainment equipment, and all of that. As long as it's a digital device, I cannot get confused. Many people are like that. So you can transfer that skill of operating systems and equipment from industry to industry, like installing softwares. Like my laptop, for example, Even my phones, I mean, anything that is digital, I do everything myself. And if it get bad, I do it myself. In the office, when issues get bad, and we only get to call a technician because I don't have the time to do it, but I can get to sort it out from softwares and all of that, what's going wrong and what is not happening. You see, so you can transfer that from one industry to another, from healthcare to finance to education to all of that. That's a transferable skill. Coordinating equipment interface, and of course, building things. You can build things, you can bring things together and build some stuff. And equipment engineers come in here, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, they're just good at, they can build things from diverse equipment, diverse scraps, diverse moving parts. They build stuff to use. You see, so you can also use transferable skills, and you can choose an industry for yourself. What skills do you have that you can transfer? You don't like where you are right now, but you can pick those skills that you have learned in that particular industry, or what you're good at naturally, and you can transfer to the industry which you are passionate about, which leads me to point number 4. Point number 4, what you need to consider when you want to choose an industry to become an industry captain is choose what you enjoy most, what I like to call career passion. Career passion. What do you enjoy most? Oh yes, passion is very important in choosing an industry. If I say that you have passion for something, if I say you have passion for work, it means that you have this intense enthusiasm, this intense excitement for what you do or for what you will do. If I say that this person is a passionate teacher, is a passionate technology expert, is a passionate this or that, what I am saying is, when I look at you, when I look at how you do your work, when I look at your excitement towards this, when I look at your actions, your attitude towards what you're doing, you command intense enthusiasm and excitement for what you do. So you can, if you discover that naturally you have this high enthusiasm towards a particular thing, towards a particular job, towards a particular industry, you can pick that industry up, dedicate the time and effort, and become an industry captain. You have high enthusiasm towards acting or entertainment industry. You have high enthusiasm towards fashion. You just love to make dresses. You have high enthusiasm towards teaching people, all of that. You can decide, okay, you know what, since I love this industry, since with this enthusiasm, I enjoy seeing people happy when I do this. Okay, let me dedicate the time, the effort, resources, and train myself to become the best there is in this particular industry. It can make the difference between doing it and getting things done very well. Your passion can make the difference between doing things in that industry, doing things in that job, and of course, getting things done well. And very important, passion evolves. Passion evolves. 10 years ago, it is possible that 10 years ago, you were passionate about something else. Today, 10 years later, you're discovering that that passion is shifting. And this where transferable skill comes in. Like, for example, let's say in 10 years ago, you were into technology in general, but now your passion is shifting from general technology to fintech, to finance and technology. But you are still in tech, quite all right. But now you're focusing on, hey, you want to build things around finance and technology only. Or you were in agriculture 10 years ago, but you have discovered that, oh, you're now having more interest in technology. Now, you start learning tech skills, so you can use tech skills combined with your agricultural experience and skills to now build something new for the marketplace. So you see, passion can evolve. But you know, passion can evolve, but their purpose can remain the same, or the skills you have acquired over time, you can transfer them to the new passion. Okay? And that's why it is important to do what I call interest inventory. Keep doing interest inventory. Try to track your interest. How is your interest? How are your things? The way you are interested in things is changing. You need to track it down. It's called interest inventory. Okay, understand? Do I still have the same interest like 5 years ago, or are you noticing a change as far as your passions and interest is concerned? Pay attention to that. Okay, we have had 4 points. If you are still following and you are not sleeping and you are not distracted, indicate in the chat box. Tell me which point is standing out for you so far. Which point, after the 4 points, write in the chat box, which one stood out for you? Or which one are you considering paying attention to after this session to be sure that you're in the right industry so far? Indicate in the chat box. Let's see. Don't write point 1, write the name of the point. Why are you using shortcut? Yeah, you're heading to where? Where are you heading to? Okay. All right. Good. Awesome. All right, let's proceed to the 5th point. Let's proceed to the 5th point. The 5th point is what makes you different? Oh, yes. What makes you different? What makes you different? It's not the same as what you're best at. What makes you different? Oh, yes, we are different. All human beings are different, but very few human beings get to understand really what they are different in. What is it you do that the society cannot train you to do? That's the question I have for you. What can you do that the society cannot train you to do? As I like to say, if the society can train you to do what they're doing right now, the society can train somebody else to replace you to do it, to do what they're doing right now. So it means your job is always at risk as long as somebody's better than you. That's why it's important to go the extra mile to tap and discover what makes you different. What makes you different, gentleman and lady? What is it you do that the society cannot train you to do? What is that? It could be how you think. It could be how you talk. It could be how you analyze things. It could be how you build things. There are many things that you do that the society not train you to do, but you are so good at it. What are you naturally gifted at that you can scale up your giftedness with extra training? Yes, you can scale up your giftedness with extra training. Let me give you an example with football. There's a story of Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He's naturally good with football. He's good with football, for example. But you know, one thing I like about him is that he has trained himself to upscale his giftedness with extra training. So there are stories of him by journalists always going to the training center 2 hours before other players to train how to score, to train how to handle defenders 2 hours before. And when the training is over, he stays again an extra 1 hour or 2 hours to train harder than everybody else. You see? So you look at what makes you different. What is it that you can do so well that no school trained you, the society did not train you? You can now decide and invest more time and effort and resources and even learn surrounding skills around that just to empower what you're different at. Just to empower the unique flair that you bring into the industry that is not common, that nobody can go read in the university and do it the same like you. You can use that and you can decide and pick an industry to become good at. What makes you different? Remember, the key thing here is look at what is it that you do right now that the society cannot train you. What are you naturally gifted at? And then the most important thing under this point is upscale your giftedness through extra training. Upscale your giftedness through extra hard work, through extra learning, through extra practice. Very important. The seed point on how to choose an industry is what can you do for a long time? This is linked to your passion. That thing you're thinking of choosing, or that industry you have chosen already. Picture yourself 30 years from now, 50 years from now. Will you still be willing to do it? Will you get bored? Let me give you a sign that you will not last in that industry. If you don't enjoy the hard work now to grow in that industry, you will not last long. If you quickly get bored doing the things you claim you're passionate about, you're just deceiving yourself. Some of you are in industries that it needs to be extremely study, but you're lazy. One book you have not finished this year, you will not last in that industry. Let me just tell you. Some of you are in industry that you need serious sleepless nights. Small 4 a.m. class, you cannot wake up for 30 days non-stop. You wake up for 2 days, the next day we don't see you again. But in your mind, you want to become an industry captain. If everybody could become an industry captain, we will not have failed people everywhere. This is a challenge, the price, to pay the price, to be there for a long time. There are some of you that you are in industries that you will only become industry captains only if you do certain things every day for at least 10 years. That's one of the qualifications to become an industry captain. There are some things you have to do every day, daily, for at least 10 years. Let me give you an example. I knew that for me to become a renowned, successful trainer and speaker consultant, I need to be an incredible writer in my industry and, of course, researcher. For 10 years today, every day, for those who follow me, you know I write something every day about my industry. For 10 years, I was checking my articles the other time, last time, I had almost 3,500 articles written. If I want to publish books now, my plan is not to publish books. It's the time to even publish it. I write every day. And that's one of the things that's qualified me to be recognized as a thought leader across Africa in many industries. Because the articles are there. People read for me every single day. And I know that in the next 30 years, I will still, it's already in my mind that it's a day, it's like eating now. It's normal like eating. It's part of my daily routine to eat, to write. In short, it's the first thing I do before breakfast anyway. If I thought I do breakfast, the first thing I do before any other thing, I need to create something for the industry. What can you do for a long time? If you cannot answer that question, if you cannot visualize yourself 30 years, 25 years, like I always say something, you are still a baby entrepreneur if you have not visualized your startup in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Then you are still joking with that business. You are not even sure whether it's going to last 2 years. What can you do for a long time? What are you willing to do for the next decade without giving up? If you cannot answer this question, then you're not even serious with that industry, because every industry captain must be willing to do some things for a very long time in that particular industry. Number 7, Very important point, number seven. Number seven, get ready to write it down. Number seven, know and understand your values. It comes back to the personality. Know and understand your values. Know and understand your values. Oh, yes, every human being, as I always say, I don't trust any human being who does not have values and principles. Like I always say, ladies, even for men, don't date a person, don't marry a person, especially marriage. Don't marry somebody who doesn't live by values and principles. It's a suspect. One of the most incredible things about human beings that will go places is a human being that is driven by core values and principles. As I always say, for example, you have a principle, is a core value as a married person or the relationship. I don't cheat because I am not afraid of you. No, I don't cheat because it is part of my core values to be diligent to myself. I don't cheat because it is my core value to be a person of integrity and honesty, not because I'm afraid of you, my spouse. Now, that is somebody I trust will not cheat tomorrow. Because you are not cheating because your wife is around. The day she travels 2 weeks, her property is gone, right? So values and principles are important. One thing I've noticed that have made great men and women of men who are industry captains across the continent and the global landscape, they are men and women of values, very strong values. For example, studying, making your mind to study on a daily basis is a core value. Know and understand your values. There are some industries that you guys cannot coexist because of your values. That, for example, I cannot be in the entertainment industry. There are some things that don't suit my values as a person. As simple as that. You see? So working for a company or in an industry that doesn't honor your values can cause a misalignment that can make you miserable in that industry. That's why there are some industries that you cannot see many Christians in it, for example. You cannot see many Muslims in it, for example, because it doesn't align to their values. Or there are certain jobs that you cannot find convicted Christians in or convicted Muslims in. It doesn't align with their spiritual values. For example, it is essential that as a professional, you identify what you feel strongly about and find an industry that matches your values. And that's why every sector, every industry has industry ethics. Read about the industry ethics. What are your values? What are your principles as a professional? Do they align with that industry that you desire? Or look at your principles and core values and pick an industry that will quickly align with those values and principles, and you get in there and become an industry captain. Number 8, do some industry research. Do some industry research. Oh, yes. Once you have done some work on yourself, the next most important thing is research about the industry or research about the various industries coming to your mind. Research about the industries. Try to understand deeply what is really this thing called the agricultural industry. Research deep. What is this thing called the health sector? Research deeper than just what you know. Research the industry. Do some research about the various industries that interest you. Take notes, take down key points about the things that you will enjoy about this industry. Take down the things about those industries that fit your passions. Take note of the things in those industries that fit your core values and principles. Take note of those things in those industries that fit your natural giftedness and even skills. This industry research is critical for you to choose an industry. And this way you can even talk with experts, talk with industry experts, talk with other thought leaders, talk with coaches, career coaches, and so on is important. But in all, do some research about the various industries that interest you. I'm saying various industries because it is okay to have interest in more than one industry. You can merge them, or you can pick one. And again, as I said, passions evolve. You can pick one in the 10 years you are interested about that particular industry. And then after 10 years, you discover your passions and interests are evolving to a particular sector. You know what you can carry now are your transferable skills. So you can merge the two industries. But this one must happen. Majority of the people who have shifted a bit always merge the industry. Like people leave agriculture, they now merge agriculture and finance. Or they merge agriculture and technology, or agriculture and retail, or e-commerce and agriculture. You see, there's always a merge, which leads to a more exciting career. And of course, many industries are merging right now. That's the fun thing about the professional sector and the marketplace. Many industries are coming together. Many industries are affecting other industries. Okay, so do some deep research. And in this research also, you're looking at the future of those industries. Where will this industry be 10, 20, 40 years from now? Which other industry will emerge and cause a disruption in this particular industry? Like there are many industries that will be disrupted by blockchain technology. Many industries will be disrupted by artificial intelligence and AI, robotics, and all of these things. So that's why you also research so you understand many of these things. The last point is point number 9 on how to choose an industry is consider doing a trial. Now, this point is strongly recommended for people who are between 18 years and 25 years. This is where doing trials, trying to volunteer in many industries coming. Like I always say, every human being, your life is divided into seasons. The first 25 years are the years for you to make mistakes, are your trial years. Make all the mistakes you can. That's why from the 25th birthday, you must have made a decision. 26, you are entering your 26th birthday. You have made a decision of what you want to do with your life. Because from the 26th birthday to your 50th birthday is your building season. It's not for a season where you really try and error. It's not a season for you to be moving up and down, confused human being. No, you are permitted to be confused in the first 25 years of your life. You're permitted to be confused at that age. Do all the try and errors. Do all the try and do. If you can do one month internship in different industries, do it. So that you get exposed, you understand how the marketplace operates. But from the 26th birthday to your 50th birthday, you are building. It's your building years, your building season. You're working massively hard. Personally, I work very hard right now because I know I am very conscious. I am in my building years. This is when you have you're at your prime, 26 to your early 30s, late 30s, early 40s, you are in your prime. It's not time for you to waste in confusion. You're even still wasting doing try and error boyfriends and girlfriends. You're even still wasting doing what you like studying in school or not, which course you like. You're even not serious. You're even not considering anything. Sleep is even still romancing your destiny at this age. From your 26th birthday, you should be the one controlling sleep, not sleep controlling you. At the age of 30, you can even read one book and finish it in your life. Since this year started, you have not finished one industry book in your sector. You're in your building season. Build your mental capabilities, build your attitude, build your hard skills, build your soft skills, build your career, build that company. This is the age of building. From 51 and above is you're not planning for succession planning and transitioning. Legacy. You're very intentional about your legacy. What am I leaving behind? You start focusing on transitioning. If you have kids that would like to walk in your footsteps, okay, good. Start working on a succession plan with your kids. If you don't have kids that want to work, if you're a CEO, you're a founder of a company, start working on your governance structure. And of course, part of your governance structure should be in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and so on. But from your 50, 51st birthday and above, you should be having a structured governance structure. What is the process to go through to appoint a general manager of your company? You develop the policies, work with your lawyers, and get it approved according to the laws of the land. What is the process to go through to appoint a board chairman? You work with your lawyers, you get it done. What is the process to appoint board members in your company? You work it, get it written down, documented, and saved somewhere with your legal department or the law firm that works with your company. Anything can happen to you. You can get sick and become immobile. You can die. But you are sure that the transition, the legacy, what you have built in the prime years of your life will not be wasted by some malicious people. There's a structure, there's a governance structure I've left behind. If you reach 75 is when you should focus a lot more on giving back, mentoring other young people, share your experience, write books, go on tours, and go on universities, teach people, share your experience, share what you went through, share your lessons, share your failures, share what you will do and you will not do. And of course, you wait for the day of the Lord and then you die happily ever after, right? But do a lot of trials. Do a lot of trials. Even after your 25th birthday, find times to still do volunteering. Even me right now, I still do volunteering. But many of my volunteering, I do with international organizations so that I get to experience a lot of new things I will not experience in my normal daily routine. Right now, I volunteer with Obama Foundation, President Obama, right? And I'm learning a lot from them. How they do things, how they structure things in the international standards. You see, so you can do all of that. It's important for you to finally pick up your industry or choose to dedicate the rest of your life in a particular industry. So building up experience is useful. If you are here and you're under 30 and you're a job seeker and you wake up and sit in your house or in your father's house, you're an embarrassment to your own future. Go look for an NGO somewhere. Look for a school somewhere and teach. Look for something. Volunteer online for an organization. There are many of them. Look for them. Use your Google and volunteer. Research. So when you're even sitting doing nothing relevant, you don't even know how to do proper research on Google. Start learning how to do research on Google about your industry. That is part of doing trial and exposing yourself to many things. Because this will give you the opportunity to experience different sectors. You have better understanding of what the job entails or what your industry entails. So these are some of the 9 things I would recommend that you should pay attention to. Of course, there's a place of talking to mentors, talking to coaches. I mentioned that earlier. You can just talk to your mentor and they can expose you to certain things that can help you choose the industry that you want to dedicate the rest of your life to become an industry captain in it. All right, everybody, that is it for today. We can get some questions and comments and we round up today's session. I hope you got some stuff. Cheers.